Furthermore, the Bible established strict hygienic laws to prevent the spread of disease. Science recently learned that the blood clotting factor in a newborn reaches its peak on the 8th day of life. The Bible has always required that circumcision of a male child must take place on the 8th day. Science does not correct the Bible corrects science. Now I've got questions for you evolutionists out there. Is the theory of evolution true, or is it just a ridiculous fairy tale? In physics, the first law of thermodynamics is called the law of conservation of matter. It is based that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. So can anyone here tell me where did matter come from? And how could life come from dead matter? Evolutionists will tell you that everything in the universe is evolving from chaos into order. But in physics, the second law of thermodynamics is called the law of entropy. And it states the exact opposite. It says everything in the universe is actually moving from order to chaos. So which will you believe? The theory of evolution or the laws of physics? Let me illustrate this by saying a tornado. If it represents chaos, could it go through a junkyard and produce a jet fighter aircraft? Could I take your watch apart and drop the parts on the ground and it just assembles itself into a watch? How long would you wait for it to evolve into a functioning watch? Did you know that Sir Isaac Newton said too, just as a watch requires a watchmaker, the universe requires a universe maker, unquote. Some of the people now that they call physicists. He said too, the information and instruction in your DNA that's required to make one cell in your body is more than 10 to the 4th bits, unquote. Now that is more than 100 million pages of information required to make one cell in your body. Can anyone here tell me who designed those instructions? Man. And if a simple watch could not evolve, how could such a complex cell evolve? Now you evolutionists have another problem to answer. It's codependency. There had to be a spontaneous creation by God because of codependency. For example, could your heart have evolved before your circulatory system? No, they're codependent. Could your stomach have evolved before your digestive system? No, they're codependent. Could your muscles have evolved before your skeletal system? No, they're codependent. All the organs and systems of your body are codependent upon each other. And also tell me, what evolved first, the plants or the insects that live on and pollinate the plants? They are codependent. There had to be a spontaneous creation by God because of codependency. Now evolutionists will tell you that originally cells reproduced through cell division like this. And then at some point in time, just by chance, they evolved so that they could have sexual reproduction. Well, let's go back in time and find that very first cell that was capable of sexual reproduction. Let's say it was a male. That male would require a perfectly matching female. It must have perfectly matching DNA. Do you really believe that just coincidentally a perfectly matching female
Merry Christmas!
At the exact same moment in time as the exact
Jesus is the reason for the season.
If you believe that, then you have more faith in evolution than I have in my faith in Jesus. It takes a lot of faith to believe in evolution. Now I've just given you reading material. Why don't you read The Case for Christ by Lee Strobel? Or read Evidence That Demands a Verdict by Josh McDowell. Those are only two of many books that will give you a mountain of evidence.
Hope you don't die in your sin.
Or if you're a young person, maybe you prefer to just Google some questions like, is the Bible true? Is the creation story in the Bible true? Is Jesus God? Or any other questions you need answered. The answers are at your fingertips if you dare to think with an open mind. Now, I'm going to proceed based on the premise that the Bible is the true Word of God. So what does this Bible say? What's the purpose of life? What happens after you die? What does God want you to do? About 30 AD, the Jewish